Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on GT Sport. In this one we're going to be taking a look at the best Group 4 cars. I've tried to include a range of cars from good all-rounders to top speed rocket ships, so hopefully there's something in here for everyone. You should also remember that there is some personal preference involved, and while in this game you can't test drive cars officially, there is actually a way to do it, and I've made a video on this which you can find in the top of the description or by clicking the pop-out banner in the top right hand corner of your screen. Also, by the way, this list is in no particular order, as each car has its strengths and weaknesses. So the first car on this list is the Renault Megane Group 4 car, and just to be clear, it is this one, as there are actually two Renault cars in this category. Personally, I believe this is the best Group 4 car for newer players, mainly because of its brakes, which just seem rather a lot better than most other Gr.4 cars. This will give you the confidence to overtake going into corners, which is especially good if you play online quite a lot. The car is also very stable, which is partly why braking is so good, and this allows for easy mid-corner corrections and effective trail braking. If you don't know what trail braking is, it's basically a technique where you come off the brakes through the corner, allowing you to brake a little bit later. The Megane is also a front-wheel drive, front-engined car, which if you don't already know is a pretty OP combination when it comes to Group 4. The only downside to FF cars is that because you're getting the steering and the power through the front tyres, tyre wear isn't too great, although you should only worry about this if you play in daily race C a lot. The next car on this list is another front-wheel drive, front-engined car, which is the Audi TT. It's relatively comparable to the Megane, although brakes aren't quite as good. Having said that though, it is still one of the fastest Group 4 cars around some tracks, such as Interlagos and Dragon Trail. Due to it being front-wheel drive, it is more susceptible to tyre wear like the Megane, although it's also reasonably easy to drive on lower traction control settings because of its drivetrain. Next up is the first rear-wheel drive car, the Aston Martin V8 Vantage. This is generally just a solid car with decent handling and decent performance in a straight line. Because it's rear-wheel drive, tyre wear is also not as bad as the FF cars, however playing on a lower traction control setting will be trickier if you're newer to the game. Next is the Porsche Cayman Group 4 car, which is definitely up there in my personal favourites, mainly due to its handling. Relative to most other rear-wheel drive cars in its class, it's one of the best in the corners, allowing for easier overtaking on the twistier sections of any track. Being driven by the rear wheels also allows you to play about with strategy on tyre wear if you race online quite a bit. It's also pretty easy to drive, although not quite on the level of the Megane, as it's relatively twitchy. Finally, we have the Nissan GT-R and the Bugatti Veyron Group 4 cars. I've put these two together as they don't handle too great but are seriously quick in a straight line. Now these may not be the best cars to buy as your first GR4s, as they are only suited to some tracks such as Monza and some of the Tokyo Expressway layouts. These cars are also relatively tricky to drive on lower traction control settings as they're very prone to oversteer and also due to their bad handling, although I did notice that the GT-R isn't actually too bad. So overall then, if you want a solid car that's easy to drive, then I'd recommend the Megane or TT, although anything front wheel drive should be pretty good. If you want an alternative or something that doesn't go through tyres quite as fast, then the V8 Vantage may be a good option, and the Porsche is there if you want something with good handling that's rear wheel drive. But if you've maybe got some of these cars already, then the Bugatti and Nissan are useful to have in your garage. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you have enjoyed it, then a like or even a sub would be absolutely amazing. Also, don't forget to check out my video on how to test drive cars in this game. But that's all, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.